Imagine your deepest instinct, protecting your family, was used against you? What if the love you feel for your children became the bait? Welcome to the SUV safety myth. It's all about how automakers sold fear wrapped in horsepower. Back in the 90s, automakers like Ford and GM had a problem. How do you convince everyday families to buy oversized, expensive, gas-guzzling vehicles? Easy. You don't focus on practicality. You sell protection. Their ads didn't highlight mileage or functionality. Instead, they show parents braving blizzards, dirt roads, and these crazy shadowy highways. Inside the vehicle was a quiet, smiling family. The SUV was offered as a mobile fortress, strong, elevated, durable. The not so subtle suggestion was this: if you love your kids and your pets, you'll keep them safe in this. And people believed it. Why? Because it was a decade obsessed with size and status. According to Auto Influence, companies like Ford capitalized on bigger is better. And this was in the 90s and even into the early 2000s, where suburbia sprawled outwards, homes ballooned into mini mansion. If you watched MTV, you remember all these huge mansions with these huge TVs, huge driveways, and that was the celebration of the American dream. And in sports, stars like Shaq and Jordan weren't just talented, they were massive. And ads didn't need to explain the connection. It was already cultural code. Bigger means power, stability, safety, and greatness. Ford's Explorer became a national favorite for those looking to travel big. GM's Yukon, Suburban, and Tahoe rolled into suburbians like guardians on wheels. The message was unmistakable. Big equals safe, and safe equals love. But that comforting narrative left something critical. And even then, safety data showed a different story. SUVs were more prone to rollovers, many deadly, as revealed by Consumer Reports. Their tall front ends struck pedestrians with a deadlier force than sedans. And in some crash scenarios, smaller cars actually protected occupants better. But those truths were buried, overshadowed by this warm, protective illusion in the commercials that we saw. Instead of facts, automakers leaned into emotion and squeezed everything they could out of America's obsession with size. Even music videos and fast food portions were celebrated more if they were bigger. And it wasn't just a trend, it was every measure of success. It crept into every part of our lives. So why not our driveways too? It wasn't just clever marketing to sell people an SUV as the ultimate guardian for the loved ones. It was a perfectly timed cultural reinforcement. You weren't just buying a vehicle, you were buying an identity, a safe role model in society. And even as crash reports and traffic data raised red flags, the myth endured because fear sells. And nothing sells more than the fear of not doing enough to protect your family. Fast forward to today, SUVs come with new tech, lane assist, auto braking, and pedestrian detection. But the core message is still the same. Ads show families bundled in these warmth, navigating nature in these high, wide comfort. Safety is packaged in size. But here's the thing, modern SUVs may be safer for those inside, but according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, they still pose greater risk for those outside, especially pedestrians, cyclists, and people in smaller cars. And that piece of the story rarely makes it on air. So next time a commercial promises peace of mind, ask yourself, who's mine? And whose safety is being carefully edited out of the frame? Sadly, when fear becomes a sales tool, the truth gets left behind.